Tonight, sources tell ABC News the federal judge who dismissed the criminal case against Donald Trump for allegedly mishandling classified documents is now under consideration for the role of Attorney General if Trump wins back the White House. The sources tell us that Judge Aileen Cannon is now on a list of several possible candidates for the job. It's a list circulating within the Trump campaign and transition operation.
Not good.
Well, here we are back on the Young Turks, and Ana Kasparian is going to be telling us what she thinks about this judge who may be appointed by Trump, or is on a short list, I guess, of candidates to become Attorney General if Trump manages to get reelected. Let's see how Ana, who has recently declared publicly that she is no longer part of the left, let's see what she thinks of this development.
Sounds bad. It's my expert commentary. This seems like a little bit of a quid pro quo type situation, if you ask me, John, and I'll explain why. If you're unfamiliar with Judge Aileen Cannon, Trump actually nominated her to the federal bench in 2020, despite her lack of experience. And look, just because she was picked by Donald Trump to serve as a federal judge doesn't necessarily mean it would be terrible for him to pick her as the AG. But the way that she has handled the classified documents case and the lack of experience she had in the first place to be nominated as a federal judge, you start getting the sense that favor for a favor type situations are happening if he does, in fact, choose her as Attorney General. And if he wins the election, of course. So in her 7 years as a Justice Department attorney, Cannon participated on the trial teams of just 4 criminal cases. And on the bench, she's only presided over a handful of criminal trials, which is, that lack of experience is a little bit concerning when she was the judge overseeing the classified documents criminal case, right? Now, she was picked to oversee the criminal case accusing Donald Trump of mishandling those classified documents. And if you guys can recall, Trump had multiple opportunities to just return the documents to the National Archives. They hit the homie up. They're like, yo, we know you have the documents. Please give us the documents. Just give us the documents. You have classified and top secret documents. We just want them back. And he just refused to do it. And his lawyers lied at one point to the feds about it. And eventually there was an FBI raid. And through the FBI raid, we found that there were classified documents strewn about Mar-a-Lago, which is concerning considering the fact that if you've got the money to pay for a Mar-a-Lago membership, you can just be there in the same place as these top secret classified documents. So when I say top secret, I'm talking about documents that can only be viewed in a very specific secure room. And Trump just had them at Mar-a-Lago.
Was it a secure bathroom? Because those exist.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that whole classified documents thing was still ongoing. I thought that had been resolved, but, you know. Then we heard, of course, that Biden had also had some classified documents at home or in his garage or something like that. So I don't know how serious this is. It does seem a bit dodgy the way Anna's describing it. It does seem dodgy, you know, that the president or the ex-president would just keep these documents lying around and not return them, you know, when asked. I agree that sounds dodgy, but I don't know the full facts of the situation. If any of you have any more relevant information about that, please let me know in the comments. In the meantime, do like and subscribe. You know, a lot of people are watching these videos, but more of you need to subscribe because it really helps me grow the channel. Anyway, let's get back to this.
No, isn't there supposed to be like a secure closet for French onion soup eating habits and stuff like that? Like lots of secure rooms.
A water closet, yes.
Right. So you guys get the picture. Like, I think that the 2 criminal cases that Trump really should have faced consequences for is classified documents and, of course, the fake elector scheme to overturn the 2020 election. Now, with that in mind, Cannon is now allegedly on a short list for Attorney General. Here are some more details, including Trump's response to this reporting.
Her name appears on a document reviewed by ABC News titled Transition Planning Legal Principles, which lists potential candidates for White House counsel's office, the Justice Department, and the FBI if Trump wins. Sources tell us the document was drafted by top Trump advisors, including Boris Epstein, who oversees Trump's legal team and is one of his closest aides. The Trump campaign had no immediate comment to our reporting about Judge Cannon, but I spoke to Donald Trump late yesterday, and he said that he wasn't ready to talk about the work of his transition team or any of the appointments he might make if he gets back to the White House, telling me, quote, "I don't like to talk about transition until I win."
Convenient answer, really. Now, Cannon's name appears second after former SEC chair Jay Clayton. That's according to the document, which includes nearly a dozen potential candidates for Attorney General. Cannon's name was added to the list well after the classified documents case was thrown out over the summer, the sources said. So she did throw out the classified documents case. He's not going to face charges for that. And so, John, the other thing to keep in mind is Trump does talk about retaliation against his political opponents. He feels that he has been the victim of lawfare, and he talks about prosecuting and going after his political opponents. If she does end up being chosen as the attorney general in his cabinet, should he win this election, she's kind of proven herself to be a bit of a Trump loyalist. I don't think that she made the right decision in throwing out the case. There's like a mountain of evidence that he mishandled classified documents, and that's a serious offense. You don't want future presidents doing that, right? You want to show that there's a consequence for doing it. But are you at all concerned that should Trump win this election and name her as his attorney general, that she will carry out his wishes in prosecuting his political opponents?
That we don't have much evidence that would lead us to believe anything other than that.
What? How can you can't just, okay, first of all, going after your political opponents. Yeah, that's what politics is all about. It's a contact sport, as they say. And if somebody comes after Trump, we know he's going to go after them. But he can't just make up charges. If he's going to go after them, it has to be for something vaguely substantive, vaguely real, obviously. So, yeah, that's what he means, You hit Trump, he's going to hit you back, and 10 times as hard, preferably. So, and how could he use, say, for example, as they seem to think, that this young judge, this relatively inexperienced judge, is in Trump's pocket, just ready to do his bidding. How can they, cases don't just get assigned to whatever judge you want them to be assigned to. I have no idea how it works, but it doesn't work like that. If she oversees a case that Trump's involved in, okay, then maybe in that case there would be some bias, who knows? But, she won't just become his private police force, judge, jury, and executioner. That's just not the way it works.
I think that her being selected would be explicitly corrupt. I mean, the point of doing it, it's not even just she'll do what I want. It's to tell everyone, I reward people who make my legal challenges for the crimes that I committed in plain view go away. This is the system we have now. I can do whatever I want if you play ball, and if you play ball, you will be rewarded. That's the purpose of choosing her. I think the silver lining to her being chosen is that, to the extent that her tenure as a judge, brief as it is known for anything, it's being utterly incompetent, making constant mistakes that the levels of the judiciary above her have to reverse because she doesn't seem to understand the Constitution or procedure. She takes literally forever to do anything. Now, sometimes that's purposeful. It's to slow roll the investigation. But also, if there's a conservative watching this and you're thinking, well, it's just a coincidence. He didn't choose her because of that. First of all, how would you feel if Joe Biden did this exact same thing? But also, she is a district court judge. And I had to look up because I couldn't remember how many district court judges there are in America. So I'm like, what is she like? Okay, they chose her. Let's say it's at random. Is that like 1 in 12? It could be. There are 678. And they chose her, the person with basically no experience, no notable cases, other than the one that she made disappear at the behest of Donald Trump. This is as corrupt as he could make this decision-making process.
And
Wait, hold on a second. They're now assuming that Trump has been elected and has selected this woman as the AG. All we know right now, and we don't actually know that, we just know what the, who was it, ABC said, was that her name has appeared on a list. That's all we know. And now they're already calling him corrupt for putting her name on a list. Yeah, he probably likes her. He's probably happy with her for throwing out the case, obviously. And yes, he probably does want to reward her. You know, is that corruption? I don't know, but she hasn't even been appointed yet.
He really loves her, especially after how she handled the classified documents case. He loves to praise her. And here's a little taste of what I'm talking about.
I'm very proud to have appointed her, but she's very smart and very strong and loves our country. I mean, loves our country. We need judges that love our country so they do the right thing. I think she's a brilliant woman. I think she handled a scam. It's a scam case.
It wasn't a scam case. You were raided by the FBI because you just wouldn't hand over the documents. Like, he's his own worst enemy, right? Like, look, in the end, it worked out for him because a judge that he nominated ended up overseeing the case and sided with him. But it's just, look, it's frustrating because what are we supposed to do when a former president does commit a crime, right? When a former president does mishandle classified documents and top secret documents. And I want to be clear, Biden also did that, but didn't do it on purpose, realized it, and immediately notified the federal government about it and handed over the documents that he had in his possession. Yep. So if Trump, by the way, if Trump had done that, I wouldn't even care.
Well, she does make a good point. I have to admit, it actually sounds like Anna, she really wants to not blame Trump for this. And yeah, again, if the situation as she described it, if she's describing that situation accurately, I agree. He is his own worst enemy often. Trump has many problems. You know, I have plenty of issues with Trump. Certainly from his first term of office, where he just seemed to appoint awful people. He surrounded himself with awful people who have basically no conception, you know, who are in it for themselves, who are, you know, America last types, basically all around, neocons or Israel first types, America last types, all that sort of thing. So I've got plenty of problems with Trump. And if Anna's describing this classified document situation accurately, I agree with her. Okay, I've got this document. Oops, my bad. Here they are. Problem solved. So let me know what you think, if anyone knows any more about this. It sounds like it got tossed out. You know, was that corruption? Who knows? Is there corruption in the American system? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that has been going on for a long time, but it seems to be getting more blatant. And if Donald Trump is partaken, well, if he gets busted, he gets busted. But there's a lot of corruption going on. Let me know what you think, and do like and subscribe. Don't forget to do that. It really helps me grow the channel and continue making content for you.